Porsche's last evolution of the water-cooled four-cylinder front-engine rear transaxle appeared in August 1991. This last rear-wheel drive model was named the Porsche 968, but should have been named the 944 S3 instead. Porsche once more needed an entry-level sports car, but went through the 944's profit fund and mainly had to reskin the 944 S2. Porsche went on to restyle the nose, making it resemble to the one found on the 928, and changed the rear lights into red units flushed with the rear wing also seen towards the end of the 944's life. To accommodate the new headlight set, the front fenders were reworked, but they still were beautifully flared, as well as the rear fenders. The side mirrors were also changed from a rectangular design to a more teardrop and aerodynamic shape as seen on the late 964s. The interior was exactly the same as the 1985.5 Porsche 944 and its oval dashboard layout. This again allowed Porsche to develop and produce the 968 at a lower cost. The rear seats were just here for children, but the backrest could be lowered to transform the rear seat into a practical parcel shelf, while the rear window acted as a hatch for easy rear access. Also from the start, the 968 Cabriolet produced by the American company AC in Germany was available. And as the 944 S2 Cabriolet, it had a flat trunk lid and beautiful small soft top, giving the 968 Cabriolet a fantastic speedster look with its lower windshield of 2.6 inches or 6 centimeters. The only engine available was the 3-liter or 182 cubic inch 16-valve water-cooled inline-4 found on the 944 S2, with its 2-counter rotating balance shaft to smooth the big 4-cylinder out. In the 968's case though, it developed 240 PS or 237 horsepower at 6,200 RPM, all due to Porsche VarioCam, a variable valve timing system allowing more low and mid-end torque. The transmissions were also new, with a 6-speed manual offered as standard and an optional automatic 4-speed Tiptronic transmission taking from the 911 964, where you also could manually change gear via the gear lever. All this new gizmo tech made the 968 achieve 6.5 seconds to reach 60 miles per hour from a standstill, with a new top speed of 156 miles per hour or 251 km per hour instead of the 6.9 seconds and 140 miles per hour or 240 km per hour in top speed for the 944 S2. But the Porsche 968 sales in the early 90s economic crisis didn't take off. Also, the problem was that the 968 was now so well sorted out with its almost perfect weight distribution that you felt a little removed from the driving experience. And customers still saw a 944 through the expensive price tag of the 968. To make things even worse, BMW introduced its new 6-cylinder E36 M3 in 1992. This second-generation M3 had 286 horsepower in European trim and 240 in US, with seating for 4 adults, a large trunk, and all this for less money than a 968. Times looked grim for Porsche, so they went on to build a lightweight model like the 911 RS. The 1993 Porsche 968 CS for Club Sport was unveiled. This model was 110 pounds or 50 kilo lighter. To reduce the 968's weight, Porsche engineers removed all the 968 standard amenities, including the rear window wiper, sound deadening, and the 2 small rear seats, while replacing the front seats by light non-electric Recaro bucket seats with matching color-coded rear seat frames. The suspension was firmer and lower with bigger anti-roll bars, while the body color matched wheels were available with the sport package on the standard car. At the end, the Porsche 968 CS performed better with a 6.3 seconds time to 60 miles per hour and a new top speed of 160 miles per hour or 257 km per hour. Aside from not being as practical as the standard 968 and having a limited choice of 5 flashy colors also adorning the wheels and the rear wing, the Porsche 968 CS made you look like a street racer a bit, especially with its enormous and tacky Club Sport script all along the fenders and doors. Sadly though, the 968 Club Sport, with all its track praise, didn't sell. A last effort to revive the 968's image was the production, also in 1993, of the Porsche 968 Turbo S, exclusively for the European market. Only 15 Porsche 968 Turbo S were produced, nothing abnormal when knowing that the little inline-4 Porsche was as expensive as a 911 Turbo. The Turbo S had a lower front spoiler, 2 NACA air intakes on the hood, an adjustable rear wing, and a superb two-wheel piece set. The Turbo S produced 305 horsepower at 5,400 RPM with a 8-valve single-cam engine instead of the 16-valve Variocam unit. Capable of reaching 60 miles per hour in 4.7 seconds, with a top speed of 175 miles per hour or 282 km per hour, this Turbo S is the ultimate inline-4 front engine from the 924, 944 and 968 bloodline, aside from the 4 Porsche 968 Turbo RS built for competition. Sadly though, the end arrived in 1995 for this very accomplished Porsche when BMW unveiled in Europe its Series 2 BMW M3 E36, now boasting not 286 horsepower, but an impressive 321 horse with a new 6-speed manual transmission and the M5 braking system. At last but not least, Porsche introduced the 968 Sport in UK only from 1994 to 1995. The Porsche 968 Sport was an attempt to save 968 sales in UK by introducing somewhat of a cross between a standard 968 and a Club Sport at a lower price than a standard 968. Today, the Porsche 968 has its place amongst collectors who want the ultimate evolution of Porsche's water-cooled front-engine inline-4 models. As of 1996, Porsche hasn't replaced the 1968, which left Porsche's catalogue for another cult entry-level sports car, the Porsche Boxster.